All right, let's see if we sound okay now. All right, let's see. Okay, we're here. We're doing it live, ladies and gentlemen. We're back. I apologize. I should have known. But I didn't do it. I was just getting ready. I did the prep up and everything and all that. And I seen people in the chat. They were saying like, "Come on, man, he's late." Listen. I'm trying not to make that mistake to where the chat is going to get trippy and well, not the chat, but my voice does that whole robotic thing. So, and it did it anyway. So I apologize. Then I was getting ready to get started, and then I got a call from Kano, and shout out to Kano. Big shout out. You know what I'm saying? So things is in the works. So anyway, other than it, all right. So let's get to it. K Mega 405 coming to you live from the 405, where I'm just your regular gamer talking to the intelligent gamers out there. Oh my goodness, really not too much to talk about in the sense of a bunch of topics. There's only just really two, and really just maybe one overall. I made it very clear years back that this generation for PlayStation is the worst it's ever been, ever. I know that people can sit there and they can scoff and they can say this and they can try to use the numbers and all this and that and the third and oh, look how many PlayStations are out in the wild and blah. Listen, man, listen. I mean, come on, man. You can't deny it. PlayStation is not what it used to be. I mean, you could go back and you could think about 2013 when they did the mic drop moment with Adam Boys and Yoshida and doing the passing the disc to each other type of thing and pretty much putting cooking the hell out of Xbox One, for the excitement that it somewhat had, and then changed it all into everything, the DRM, whatever. Going back to even further than that with the PlayStation 2 and the discs and playing your DVDs and the innovation and all that. It's over. That's all PlayStation got this generation is sales. And I don't even think that they're going to be the number one selling console of all time, because I think the Switch is going to overtake that at some point, if not already have. Listen, my mind is blown on two different situations. Not so much about the disc thing, the physical copies. It's more so of the media. The gaming media, the beat writers for gaming media. It's a damn shame. It is a damn shame what we have witnessed here. And listen, I get it. Sometimes telling fabricated stories and you know what I'm saying, trying to high side and trying to be the first to tell these stories and this, that, and the third. It's more exciting than reality. But the integrity of the gaming media at this point is at an all-time low. It's at an all-time low. I'm going to talk about that first before I get into the physical part, the physical disc thing with Sony. So as I told you, now I know that there will be people that will tell you, and they told me, and they've told everybody else about, oh man, listen, man, this whole Xbox tax thing, that's so stupid. It don't make no sense. It's not a real thing. It's whatever. I hope that you guys can follow me and agree with me 100% now. Oh, yes, there is. 120,000%. There is. Case in point, after the dreadful news that popped, and listen, I ain't never seen PlayStation get cooked like they did yesterday. They're still getting cooked. I was just seeing something that they had like over 70 million people comment to Sony yesterday. Bro, that's nuts. Like I have never seen Sony get flamed like they did. And lo and behold, for some odd reason, with all that dreadful news that came from yesterday, that was all directed at Sony's doing, there were still journalists trying to blame Xbox for what Sony was doing in-house. And then today, I look and I see two articles. One from GameSpot talking about, oh, there's a massive amount of Game Pass games leaving. Well, it's usually about the same amount that always leaves every month. What are you talking about? Like, there was 11 games that's going to be leaving at the end of the month. And because they're going to recoup and bring another, 10 to 15 games or 11 games or however many that they do it, that's going to take over for those games that's leaving Game Pass. It's been like that since Game Pass has started, or I would say a year after that. What are we talking about? So that was the weak one. That was the weak one. The crazy two things. One was there was some podcast, I seen the clip, it was with Grubbs and somebody else. And this dude somehow had the audacity to blame Xbox because for the competition, which they claim that the gaming media wants healthy competition, wants something from Xbox that can make the market healthy, make the gaming industry healthy, came and blamed Xbox for Sony making this move to do physical. And if that wasn't good enough for you, this shit here it blew my mind. Because I'm like, hold up. Now we back to giving out some bad Xbox news. Like, are you kidding me? The story about Obsidian about to be sold off or fighting for its life to get sold off or to talk Microsoft or Xbox for it to still stand. There was articles all over the place about it. And what was crazy is that even the Xbox beat writers, they posted it too. Then you finally got the information that none of that was true. That was a lie. That was just crazy. So if you come to tell me that there is no such thing as an Xbox tax or something to take away from Sony getting heat, then you are at this point a person that is delusional or a person who just don't want to admit it. At this point, it's clear as day. Sony got they ass tore, got them cheeks clapped, they got beat down so bad yesterday. Like I said, I've never seen it. I've never seen Sony get this type of flame. They never seen it ever. That tells you that they're having a really bad time. Like this is not what you normally see, right? I mean, even the leaks from Naughty Dog. I mean, and how people were so upset about The Last of Us 2 and how that played out. This makes that look like child's play. This physical thing, and listen, are there people out there that are just kind of jumping in and just participating into one in a row Sony? Absolutely. That it happens with Xbox. It happens with Nintendo. People just kind of like to jump on the bandwagon. But to have the audacity to be a major, to have the audacity to claim yourself to be a honest journalist and not do your due diligence, not do your fact checking, not go and find something, just see the first thing that you read somewhere, maybe in one of these little like sites that only the people in the industry can know, or and content creators that cozy up to people in the industry and stuff like that. Like to go there, those places. I'm in a couple of those places actually. I just stay real quiet. Not in all of them, of course. But and to not fact check, to make sure, just to post it. And even for the pro Xbox beat writers, because you got to be first to tell the story. And I wonder how many people made videos once they seen that and went straight to their phones, to their to their computers, to their laptops or whatever, and started to dog out and talk about how Xbox is back to being decimated and it's over and it's cooked and it's this, that, and the third, and then to come to find out that it was a lie. How big of a fucking fool do you have to be to sit there and to be that thirsty to see a company fail? Or want that type of click? Think about this for a second. Think about you, a person that worked at Obsidian or worked in any of these studios. This is the one thing this is the reason why I told you guys this, but for people who just now listening to me for the first time or whatever, appreciate it. Thank you. But think about if you are one of these people that work at the studios, put yourself in that perspective. And then you see something like that. The first time that you hear something or whatever is from an article from a gaming site about, whoa, what? I'm going to lose my job. What's happening here? Think about that. And these people were so eager to post this, to sit there and send that out because they needed that click so fucking bad that they sit there and didn't even put in consideration about how that would make other people feel. They haven't about with anything about what's going on with all these supposed to be layoffs that's supposed to be coming, from these studio closings that's supposed to be happening. And the reason why I haven't talked about this is because I'm saying until it is official, this is why I do not. And sometimes I wish I could, like, man, I just now heard it. Nobody ain't really done a video about this. Nope, I got to wait. Because you never know, between 24 hours and a week's time, things can completely change. And sure enough, hell, in just in a few hours, the whole Bloomberg had to correct these people on these rumors. It's atrocious. And I'm going to tell you like this. There's a lot of people that I'm going to unfollow. I'm not paying attention to them because, and that's including some of these Xbox beat writers as well, because you're so eager to get that click out. You need that click so fucking bad. And this is, yes, I'm a pro Xbox person, no doubt about it. I have no fear of letting people know where I stand. Xbox is my primary home for gaming. But I don't want to see this for PlayStation or for Nintendo or the bad news that you would hear from PC or mobile or any damn thing. There's people that's involved with these layoffs and these studio closings. I'm not understanding this. I'm not understanding. I mean, I do get it. It's in a climate where we're in to where it's easier to lie to people and make things suspenseful than it is to do the proper thing and just wait and do actual fact checking or tell the truth that might be a little boring. The same people that will chastise content creators about the console war, these people sit and flourish off of the console war because they constantly keep doing it. How in the hell can you sit there and not continuously talk about this situation that's going on with PlayStation? Because obviously this is the biggest news that's in gaming right now of what PlayStation is going to do, what Sony is going to do. That's major. Now, when the Xbox layoffs and studio closures and all this is supposed to happen, then yes, now we get back to that. But until that happens, this is huge news. This is setting a tone that a lot of gamers and a lot of people they're not digging this. We're already in a situation now, just in the world itself, but here I'm just talking about in America, where we're looking at the haves and the have-nots. The haves is over here shitting on the have-nots. And this is another thing right now where people are saying, damn, now you're trying to take you're taking away my entertainment. It doesn't matter if you if you buy all digital or if you buy all physical. It is the fact of the option to have it. And you're telling PlayStation gamers, nah, son, this is what we're going to do. But like I said, I'll get back into talking about that physical thing here in a minute. But for the gaming media to sit there and to do this, to say this, to bring this stuff out, and going off of rumors and speculation, and then again, like, there might have to be some truth to it because we haven't really heard too much from Xbox. That's basically saying, oh, no, man, this stuff ain't true. Now, we've heard some things, but there's definitely some internal stuff going on there at Xbox. But just going off of speculation, bro, man, I mean, and I'm dead serious. I'm going to have to unfollow quite a few people because your integrity is shit. Your value to me is me reading what you post or listening to what you post there's no value. Like it's unvaluable. If you're going to post something off of a rumor and not truly fact check, that shit you aren't worth listening to. Your worth means nothing to me when it comes to your job. Now, you as a human being, you might be the greatest person on the planet, but you as a journalist or whatever beat writer, and you posting this shit without doing your due diligence, I will not. It's different if you say, well, I'm speculating this. This is me. This is my thoughts on something, and this is how this is supposed to play out. This is what my opinion is. Okay, that's cool. An opinion piece is cool. But when you put that out, like there is something, like, I mean, again, and we started seeing this whole clickbaity type of garbage here just about maybe 10 years ago, when we look at these headlines of different content creators, and now you see the media has been doing it. And it was just like what I said with the GameSpot stuff, talking about a lot of Xbox Game Pass games are leaving, and it's just like, oh shit, what's happening? And then when you read it, and then if you aren't familiar with Game Pass, if you are a person that don't deal with Xbox, and you're thinking that, like, hell, Microsoft is going to close the doors for Xbox here next week. Well, damn, you got all this news, all this and all that, and now Xbox is now they're taking away a whole bunch of games from people who are paying into this service, and yet they're taking all these games in. Nah, bro, that is garbage. Y'all are garbage. And I don't give a damn if you used AI to write it. You still had to have AI be instructed in order for you to make the clickbait work. So yeah, that to me is absolutely egregious. I can't tell you how disappointed I am. I mean, and there's people that I read their stuff I like, and I'm just thoroughly just disgusted. That just turned me completely off. I understand mistakes happen. I get all that. We're human. But I'm going to tell you this right now. If Xbox doesn't close all these studios like they have announced, I know that there will be layoffs. There's layoffs everywhere. I mean, hell, I just seen something last night where I was like, what? They're doing layoffs too? I forgot what it was. It was last night. I read it in an article. It was something. It wasn't even in gaming. It was something that just kind of blew me. I'm like, what? Huh? And so, like, there's layoffs happening everywhere. So I do not doubt that there's going to be layoffs coming. I mean, it's just the nature of the beast. It's just what's happening. And if there's only like, and any studio closure is bad enough, right? But if it's not like this red winter that they are projecting, I would recommend my listeners and everybody else to kind of just look at all these people differently and sideways. Because listen, that's the thing. Like I say, it's okay to talk about and maybe speculate, but when these people are dead set on making this seem like this is actually happening, and it doesn't, or it's not to the degree of where it's just like, okay, like, and it never fails where we're talking about these big major storms that's coming, and very few times you really get one of these bad storms when it's projected. But I remember this crazy winter that we were supposed to have, this crazy snowstorm that came at the beginning of the year. And everybody was bracing up. Like, even had us, like, I'm like, oh man, I got to get the truck, got to put, get the cars. What, man, we set everything up, stock up. And it was a crazy snowstorm, no doubt. But it wasn't like what they were projecting. Like, we thought we were going to be hunkered in for about almost a month. Now, in certain places in the country, it was really, really bad. But for the most part, it wasn't nowhere like that. And what's really crazy is that it's the storms that you're looking at and thinking that's going to be a regular storm, and those are the hellhounds coming after you. Those are the worst ones, because you're not being told to watch out for that. And those storms are the ones that are most cataclysmic and epic and scary. And that's kind of like what I'm looking at this situation. Like I said, this could be bad, and I will sit here and we will talk about it and we will discuss it once we hear what's going on. No question, because Xbox deserves to get the belt just like PlayStation is getting the belt. Because what the hell is going on there at Xbox if you're doing all this after you got all these acquisitions? It can't be just because you got Activision, you got ABK, that you got to do all this now. You know what I'm saying? It's way more than that. It's way deeper. So that will be something that we'll discuss if and when the time comes. But when you sit here and you can't it bothers you so much as a writer or a game journalist or a content creator. It bothers you so much that because PlayStation is getting the belt right now, deservingly so, that you have to sit there and bring up Xbox. Man, how weak ass minded are you? What kind of that's such a weak move. Xbox is already looked at and deemed to some people as the redheaded stepchild in the gaming space, and yet we want to still keep kicking the little supposedly nobody that while they're down, supposedly. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. If the roles were reversed and Xbox was doing all the winning, was on top, selling 100 million consoles and doing all this, and PlayStation was in a position of what Xbox is, and in a sense of like projection of how people perceives Xbox that aren't Xbox fans. I couldn't do it. I could not do it. I couldn't do it. I always root for the underdog. I've always kind of been that way. And so it's like, listen, I mean, if Xbox is in a point to where they are the most dominant in the gaming space, it's me talking about what PlayStation could do to fix it. It's not here to sit there and to wail and to say, oh man, PlayStation's gone. It's this, that, it's dead. It's that. I don't want PlayStation to go away. I don't want Nintendo to go away. I want them to change, be better for the consumer. That's also what people want from Xbox. But again, it's not like that. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, when you sit there and come out and knowingly put out an article that you know that is off of a rumor and make it out to look like to make it seem that it was a legit thing about Obsidian, and then you have to come back and say, oh, this was a mistake. Yeah, maybe you should have waited. Maybe you should have did better. You have way more resources than a lot of us out here, and you could have made a call, did something else. No, you went ahead and you posted and hit sends, and you was like, okay, that gives the heat off of Sony for a little bit, back on to Xbox. Yeah, there's an Xbox tax. There's no question about it. And It is what it is. All right, so this ain't gonna be too long of a stream. I'm just gonna say what I got to say and keep it pushing. I got some college football to play. So anyway, um, I man, okay, this Sony thing it's a lot deeper than what a lot of people think. Now, I'm hearing and I've said this myself, right? Because I look at it from a standpoint of, listen, digital is where it's at. Like, people are like, you look at the numbers, it's like 80-90% of gamers now, they buy their games digitally. But I don't ever want that 5 to 10% or 15% to ever have something that they love to do get taken away from them. And I get it, you know, you go and you buy a hard copy and it's usually just a code in there. And sometimes you got to wait a really long time for the disc to actually happen. For some, the disc is already there for day one, things like that. And also people like to collect and have on and hold on to that stuff for memorabilia and just for, you know, just for the purpose, if they really enjoy that game enough, like they'll, and I've done this and I'll probably still do this, not as much as I used to, but I'll you know what I'm saying? I'll buy a triple. Like, I bought all 3 Tekken 7s. I got the collector's edition for Xbox for Tekken 7. I got the PlayStation. I bought the PlayStation version disc, and I got and I bought Tekken. And I bought Tekken for PC, which is digital. So there was no hard copy for that or whatever. But let me show you something. This is crazy. All right, so let's see right here. Oh no, that's not it. Let me pull it up here. Okay. Dang it, don't want to mess this up. Okay, so this right here. I love this game so much. This game is enjoyable as shit to me. I love Cyberpunk. Let's see, I'll put this right here. Okay. Oh, sorry, my green screen. Back. Okay. Okay, right here, I think so. I love this so much. I got this on every platform. But I want this game so bad, I got the hard copy for PC. Yeah, they had a hard copy for this for PC. Yes, I still get hard copies too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, look at this. Like, I got one. I got a hard copy for The Witcher 3. Like, anyway. So, but I already got the game digital on PC as well. This is the thing that bothers me the most. I'm like I said, I'm not opposed for digital because most of the games that I own now are digital. But I have a ton of hard copy games. I've told the story a million times, is that, like, one thing that I always regretted as a kid, well, as I was younger, not as so much as a kid, but when I got to a young adult, I'm trying to mess that up. Anyway, as a young adult, was to get back those games that I lost over time that I traded in at GameStop. So I'll get, it's not all the time, but there's times I'll sit there and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to go to a vintage stock, or I'm going to go to a pawn shop, or, you know, I'll try to, you know, I haven't gone to a garage sale in a long time, but I used to go to garage sales, try to find old hard copy games that I, you know, just on GP, just to look for, see if they got old games and stuff like that, and buy those things. And so for Sony to make this direction to solidify it, which you kind of knew that this was a thing, but you didn't want to hear it. You know what I mean? Like, you didn't want this to be so final, sound so final. And I mean, well, the pushback that Sony is getting, I mean, there could be a possibility that Sony could sit there and listen to reason. I doubt it, but we will see. But that being said, I think taking any kind of option away from the gamers is just not a good thing. And like I said, the climate that we're in right now, to where we're looking at the have-nots being put in a position of like, well, you can't afford this, you can't afford that, you can't do this, you know what I'm saying? Like, people's money getting stretched thin, shit like that. Like, nah, man. You're gonna have people coming out here revolting. And I'm just saying that, like, protesting, whatever the case may be. And the one thing that will get people's attention is if you protest with your wallet. If you're that pissed about what Sony has done, if you're that pissed about what Xbox has done, you're that pissed about what Nintendo's done, or PC or whatever, speak with your wallet. That will get the attention of the haves. That will make them understand, yo, hold up, wait a minute, that bottom line's looking kind of shaky. And demand that this will not happen. This will not stand. And again, why this has crazy repercussions, because again, this is what makes this conversation of that one gentleman that was talking to Grub make such a ridiculous point by blaming Xbox. If Xbox still wanted to do a disc, and I would think that it would be very smart of them to do for the Helix, because of what Sony has done, it would cost a hell of a lot more for Xbox and Nintendo if Nintendo wanted to do a disc. You know what I mean? Wanted to, for their next piece of hardware, to for a hard copy. And I understand that Sony owned, and I think they still own partially. I know that they sold their DVD unit and their TVs and stuff like that. But I thought that they still had some ownership to it still. I could be wrong on that, and please, people in the chat, let me know. But regardless, that will raise up the costs on the consoles that we know that are going to come, that are going to be very expensive. And so now what Sony is telling us is that, like, yo, we are taking we're not doing no physical copy. So this new PlayStation 6 will not have a disc drive, and therefore we're still going to charge you and hit you over the damn head. And so if Xbox wants to counteract and say, for people who's like, you still like physical copies, we'll have the disc drive in our Project Helix, but man, now we got to put the costs on you because of what Sony has done. This in-house decision, what Sony has done is going to hurt everything for people that cares about physical. So, I mean, you can look at the analytics all you want to and say, well, the percentage, and I've seen people make the argument like, man, most people buy digital, and that is true. But still, what if you're a part of that 10%? Just like what I said, like, I buy most of my stuff digital. But look, for games that I love, that I care about, I cherish, I want the most support, I want that hard copy. I want it to be remembered. I haven't even opened up that Tekken. I haven't even opened up those Tekken 7s. All the Tekken 7s that I got, like, are on. I didn't get no hard copy for Tekken 8, but I still have it on 3 of my platforms. But I haven't even opened up those hard copies of Tekken 7. But it's just the fact that I wanted to show support because I love Tekken that much. Virtual Fighter, I'm most likely probably going to get. I'm going to have to double up. I'm going to give me a hard copy of that, and I'm going to get the digital. Show support. Now, to take that away, yeah, like if you, okay, like let's say like you seen this gameplay from Hogwarts Legacy, right? I ain't gonna care about that. But for what about somebody who is a diehard Harry Potter fan? And they just want to show support. They just want that, saying it's more than just a statue. It's having that disc with you and things like that. Bruh, it is mind boggling. Um, yes, 4K Blu-ray players are very expensive. He says Xbox should start making Humble Bumble Play Anywhere bundles. Man, that would be dope. I do like a Humble Bumble bundle. I do like that. Say that 5 times fast. I do like that. I mean, I honestly, I just don't know, bro. I think that, like I've said, Sony has gone very anti-consumer. They're being like Nintendo, but they're actually acting like Apple. Like they're really making Apple type of moves right now. And on top of that, it's like, and it's not, and this is what's crazy, is like, you would think that gaming would be a safe place from all these people trying to force these, AI and subscriptions and all this. And I'm a person that likes subscriptions, but it should not be forced. I'm sitting here reading articles about cars, cars in 2027 that will have AI in it, that will do that and also have that will have AI in it that if it reads you or scan you the wrong way or whatever, it won't start. Can you imagine if you have an emergency and then it's because it could read off of your eyes or sense that you're in a panic and it's like, I won't start? Yo, bro, that's crazy. But even with that, the subscriptions that they're adding on to stuff that's already in the car, like your seat warmer and all this and that, like they're talking about turning that. They already got that going on. I've seen that. I've seen that in videos where people have got a like a promotion after their subscription to whatever that was going on in their car to pay a monthly fee. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. You own nothing and you'll pay everything. That's crazy. That is crazy to me. So anyway, I said this when I did the last my thoughts, and it even seemed to be more clear that retro gaming is going to come back in a big way. I mean, you hear people doing the complaining about hard copies and stuff like that, and like I said, I'm more of a person that gets buy my games digitally, but the option should always be there. And then on top of that, like the other thing that I seen in the chat, which I was going to touch as well, is that think about what Sony just did to the people who bought all those movies. I guess they had a contract dispute or something or whatever, and they shut down they took away all those movies that this huge library of movies. Listen, if you're talking about that, this is where gaming is going to go, to where let's say I'm going to get this new game coming. Let's just say hypothetically Crimson Desert, right? Crimson Desert's dropped, right? And God, I'm playing it. Oh my God, I can't wait to go back into it. I beat it, and I'm going to play it with the other two characters. So I beat the story, but there's still so much more to go. And then all of a sudden, because of some dispute, because I bought it digitally, they take it away. After me paying for this game, getting the deluxe edition, what? They take it away within a year or... So that's still, I don't care if Crimson Desert was $2. It will be $2 next year. You're still taking away what I spent my hard-earned dollars on. And you still got people over here that's still over here trying to defend Sony for what? For what? Well, you need to get movies on a Blu-ray anyway. You don't need to. Why are you getting digital movies from Sony anyway? That doesn't make a bit of damn difference. I sit there and I bought a whole bunch of movies off of the Xbox marketplace. And that's like Xbox having a dispute, and they shut down to where you can't buy movies anymore off of Xbox. But let's just say for all the movies that I bought, they took them away. Oh, hell no. Do you think I'd still be an Xbox fan? No. And I'm going to try to sit there and sue to get my money back. I want to get my movies back. Are you kidding me? I'm going to try to do something. You don't sit there. But there's one thing that I know that I will not do. I will not continue to be a fan of Xbox if they did some shit like that to me. If you sit there for all the movies that I sit there and I bought off of that marketplace, and if those movies were not available anymore to me, oh my God. I would sit here and get on doing my thoughts, right when it happens, and just go off. And what we see with a lot of the people in the media, and that's so sad. That's not very good. But Xbox is shutting down all these studios and things like, no, man, we can't keep dealing with this garbage like this, man. There should be a complete weenie roast, pause, of Sony and what they're doing, their anti-practices, to force them to change their direction. And if they don't change their direction, then hopefully, like I said, people can go with their wallet. They could protest with their wallet. Now, I have seen a lot of people saying that they're not going to buy a PlayStation 6, this, that, and the third. Okay, that's cool. I mean, that's your business. And then they shut down I think here that they just did it, or they're going to do it here pretty soon, to where they shut down the PlayStation 3 and the Vita store. Now, I know it's going to be soon, but I don't know how soon it's going to be. But I will say this: Xbox did it with 360, but they gave you a year's advance notice. So I went to cleaning up. I said, oh shit, there's a lot of those games. And there was a lot of digital games on my 360. Plus I got a lot of 360 and OG Xbox games that I picked up hard copy. And also I'm finna start building my, cause I looked and I cannot find my PlayStation 2. I wonder if my son took my PlayStation 2. I have no idea. But I got to sit there and so I'm looking to go and collect more PlayStation 2 games, older games as well. Just start building up my older gamer collection, because something's telling me at some point my backlog is going to be the most important thing for me to play. Because I will not be buying $100 single player games on a regular basis, or I should say $100 standard games on a regular basis. Hell, I get away with not paying that $70 by using my rewards and things like that, or waiting for a sale. But if I want a game right then and there, day one, I use my reward, so I make sure I'm paying $60 or less. So like I've only paid $70 for a game this generation. I would say at the max 3 times the max. And I think really it was only 2, but I'm just gonna say 3. So if they raise the price to 80, even 100, man, my backlog is going to be the most delicious gaming experience that I've ever had, because I'm not going to be going and doing it. I will become that person that likes to buy games on a regular basis to a person that will become a casual, because I'm not going to do that. That's where the line has to be drawn at some point. And as a gamer, as a person that loves gaming more than anything, I will still continue to game, but I'll be gaming different. And so, like, with this, and this, like I said, it does this affect me with the whole all digital thing? Not to that degree of how some people feel. I just hate the fact that it takes away an option that so many people like. Even I like the option of going, if I want to get something physical, I can. And I'm a person that support digital gaming. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so I don't, it's tough. Let's see. Some people in the comments, it says there are some fair rental prices I like that the most. It says, I'm sad Xbox doesn't offer their movie stuff anymore, but they didn't take the licenses away. Right. No, I still have all my movies, and my movies got transferred to other entities out there, so, and I still got them all. So I mean, that's the thing. Like, I hated that the movie store went away, and I bought, like, it just kind of came out of nowhere. I just was like, you know what? I ain't seen this movie in a long time. Oh, it's on sale. And so I would just get it. One of the last purchases I got, because I said I was going to get, and I missed out on the Star Wars. They had the whole Star Wars collection. And I was going to get that, and it was on sale for like $100, and I was going to get it, and I missed it. I missed the deadline. I've been saying I was going to do it, but I did get the 007 collection. I got all the 007. So I'm very happy about that. Like that was one of the last, because I said I was going to get those two things, and I didn't get the Star Wars, but I did get the 007. The 007. I'm a big James Bond fan, so. So yeah, and so is my mother-in-law. So she'll come and watch some Dr. No and stuff like that. It's crazy. It's wild because she's just a big fan like that. But but to take people's, and remember Sony did this before. They took movies away from people before. They had a dispute and they took those movies away, but they did, I believe, eventually gave those movies back. So there was a positive out of that. So I hope that there will be a positive again to where Sony will bring those movies back. If not, then, I mean, what are we doing? Then they sit there and they shut down the PlayStation 3 store. And I understand the PlayStation 3 and the Vita is old as Moses, but still, could you have given people time if they've already done it? Now, I knew I knew that it's going to be soon, but if you gave a more decent time, like a year or so, then there's no complaints. Then you should have got as many games that you possibly could if you still got a PlayStation 3, and go from there. But still, and also, I remember hearing a report. Oh, this was years ago. We talked about this on GRG, that there was like some kind of not a clock, like a clock in the PlayStation 3 to where it will automatically shut down at some point. Like it was programmed to where it would only run for so long and then it would shut down. It was something to that effect. I remember we was talking about it. It was a crazy report that we was reading, and I remember showing the article. So it wasn't nothing fake or anything like that, but it was some kind of clock. It was some kind of device or something like that. And it was in the PlayStation 3. And listen, it could be a device like that in the 360. Didn't hear anything about that, or the Wii or anything like that. I didn't, just only heard it for the PlayStation 3. So it was kind of one of those things to kind of force you to go to the next generation. It's kind of like what they do with cell phones in a sense. That's what it kind of seemed like to me, is where you got an older cell phone and you're holding on to it till the damn wheels fall off, and then that phone the battery life is getting worse. Then all of a sudden the phone doesn't get updates, and then if it doesn't get updates, then it don't work like it did. Like they're forcing you to upgrade. So that's almost seemed like that's what that was. It was really crazy. So yeah, it says yes, the way Sony uses DRM involves an eternal console clock. Unfortunately. Yep. So yeah, I remember we talked about it. There was an article. We was like, what the hell? That was the CMOS battery. Okay. Thank you, Seppo. It was the CMOS battery. Okay. Yeah. I knew that there was something. It was something that had to do with a battery or something like that, or a clock or something like that. Yep. That's what it was. So again, I mean, of course, it's not like you're breaking any laws now. You can crack open a PlayStation 3 and know where that clock is, and I think replace it or whatever. But who really wants to go through that? Like, you just look back and you got an old NES, or you got an old Sega Genesis or a Sega CD, which I need to buy me a new Sega CD. I got to get me one for Eternal Champions. I know that there's Sonic and there's Alone in the Dark, and there's Sewer Shark. I know all the, but Eternal Champion CD, and I always forget the name of that game. It'll come to me, but there's two particular games. But anyway, just for those two games, Eternal Champion CD, and the other, it was a movie kind of game in the same vein as Sewer Shark and Alone in the Dark, like kind of had that like that movie. You got actors and actresses, but this was set in was a kung fu kind of game, and your character only showed his hands and his feet. Like so like when there was combat, so when you was fighting, you was fighting against like people, like real actors and actresses, but you was controlling the movements to block the attack. So if they did a special attack, I love that game. That game was so dope. Oh man. Anyway, um, so yeah, that's just the more and more it comes to my mind is more about retro gaming. Um, I'm full. I'm still in full support of the of a Project Helix. Um, but it's like I said, I'm not even going to bother with a PlayStation 6. I'm just not. I'm not. Like I said, my PlayStation now is collecting dust. It's not that I hate PlayStation. I know that I tend to put that belt on PlayStation, but I mean, but damn, man, come on, guys. You know what I'm saying? Like we can't keep just talking about sales and just keep making it seem like that this is the proper way to that this is what's the biggest and best thing out there, man. Like there's way more to this. I'm happy that people are going to get the chance to play Wolverine. Um, you know, like for me, like I said, I want to play the definitive editions of these PlayStation games, and the PlayStation 5 is not the definitive edition, just not. So I mean, hell, even something that Sean Layton agrees that disagree with Sony by taking those games off of PC. And Sean Layton is very corporate. And he still thought that was a bad move. Like, I mean, Yoshida thought it was a bad move. You can't have that much turnover at the top and losing all those talented people at PlayStation and not be a downturn. You just can't. Like you go and you look at from going from even before Jack Tretton, you had all these other you had all these great people that was there from like Andrew House and I guess Anna Boys and so many others that was a part of PlayStation. And I understand that like people get on is on the former CEO of PlayStation and now on this CEO, but. And I know that they've been in PlayStation for a long time, but it's different when it changes, right? So, but losing all that talent, it definitely you could definitely see the difference. You have to see where PlayStation is gone, and it's apparent. It's apparent. But what's also really sad is that the gaming media will always try to uplift Sony instead of bringing the reality to the gamers about and telling the truth that listen, this isn't the Sony we knew and love. It's just not. It's not the PlayStation has to say. We're just not. It's not. It's different. You can have as many content creators tell you otherwise, but I mean, we see this. We see this. Come on, man. Stop it. So anyway, think I might stream later on tonight. For people who didn't catch me, last night I streamed Star. What's it? Star Overdrive. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, I think it's called Star Overdrive. Really cool game. You can check out the stream. I did it last night. Kind of went late last night, but I really wanted to play that game. It was on sale, so I was like, you know what? Let me give this game a shot. And it was kind of like slow in the very beginning, but then once I started figuring out what to do, it started opening up and became pretty enjoyable. So, and you could tell like the more abilities that you can get within that game, the better that the game is going to be. There was a really cool thing, like you can go it's semi-open world and so like you can fight like hunt like these bosses, like these mini bosses. Pretty cool. So like, yeah, it was fun. It was fun. So, if you guys want to check that out, please do. Let me know in the comments if you want to see me play that some more, because I'll definitely do that. I need to get back to doing playing Sonic Cross Worlds again. I was just looking at that. I seen that there was an update, and I was like, you know what? I only streamed that once. So I need to stream more of that too. So, but I think tonight might be a fighter tonight. I might play that last round, which I'm kind of like, ugh. I mean, I got it off of points, Well, I got it like for $20, so I use my points to get it, but I'm still really pissed off that they're charging you for the three additional characters. It's three or four additional characters. I think it's three. And I'm like, I got them already. Why do I got to pay more money for them? That's so slimy. I'm pretty pissed off about that. But I might go ahead and stream that just to see how it plays. Supposed to be a better net code and all this, that, and the third. So we'll see. But I don't know. Ocular fan said Jack Trenton, not Sean Layton. He said not Layton. I thought Layton didn't overstep. Like he just kind of went with the flow. Now it was the weird trying to dress like Phil Spencer thing that was creepy when we could tell that this man was very corporate. He was trying too hard on that end, but I thought that he just kind of let the stuff that Yoshida and everybody else before him do and just kind of let it ride, and it worked for him. Like, I mean, they had a good slate of games. They didn't have any other, like, anything crazy going on. So, like, I thought Sean Layton did a good job for what he was asked to do. So, yeah, so pretty crazy. He says most of them are gone. Yeah, all of them are gone, pretty much, damn near. Holst is going to be out of here pretty soon, I'm sure. So, you know what I'm saying? It says, join me in the casual zone. K-Mega buy stuff when it's on super sale. You get all the DLC and enjoy the free live service gotcha games. Listen to you. Hey, I'm telling you, man, when they start the stuff that Grand Theft Auto is done, man. You just know it. They can't help themselves. If they go and they pay, if this game, I don't know how many pre-orders it's sold right now. Like I said, the last time I seen it was like 40. It was like 40 to 50 million. I don't know if that's true or not. I could believe it for sure, but regardless, and also too, like. I even seen like there was media reports where they were saying, well, Grand Theft Auto plays best on PlayStation. And then they had to take that down. And then I think they brought it back up again. I don't know. But then there was also an article from the media that was bringing up saying that, oh, the PlayStation gamers bought Grand Theft Auto, pre-ordered Grand Theft Auto 9-1. Bruh, the game does not come out until November. There's a whole slew of games coming out between now and November. Grand Theft Auto can wait. I ain't got that much FOMO to where I'm going to pay $100 for a game in January when it comes out in November. Now, if this was October, cool, I got you. It's July. Well, and when the article came out was last month, was in June. PlayStation sold 9-1 compared to... Tiring, bruh. It's tiring. It is absolutely tiring. He says, I believe gamers are just tired of fighting. Brother, I could agree with that. I mean, like, listen, I am, the console war is the console war, right? Like, I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has a preference, and that is absolutely fine. You know, I've never fought anybody for liking PlayStation or Nintendo or PC more than they like Xbox. But I should not be ridiculed or put over here into the dunce chair because I prefer Xbox over there. Man, go kick rocks. You can go fuck yourself, for real. I like what I like, and you ain't gonna tell me otherwise, and you ain't gonna try to talk me out of it by trying to hard press me on what I know what the PlayStation offers. Hell, I got every last one of them. And the shit does in every sense from the PlayStation. I will say the PlayStation 4 was a cool console. But it wasn't. I thought 3 was a better console overall for what it could do. Not game wise. The PlayStation 4 had better game lineup for sure. But the 5, it's cool. Like I said, it looked like a big ass router, big ass white router. Like, I, that ain't impressive to me. So I mean, you can say, well, the Xbox looked like a big box, a big shoebox. I get you. I got you. It's not a pretty looking console. Now I will say that 25th edition Xbox with the old Halo green, that looked tough. I like that, and I think that the Series S console is a pretty cool, slick looking console myself personally. But nah, I mean, but when you want to compare those consoles to the 360 consoles, or even the Xbox One when they were doing it, I thought Xbox, like my homeboy got the Advanced Warfare Xbox One console. It looked clean, even though the Xbox One was like a big ass VCR. There was no question, but still, it was clean. But when you're trying to go into comparisons of consoles back from the 360, PlayStation 3 on down, these consoles don't hold any water because they don't put enough innovation into them, in the sense of not tech wise. Tech wise, they're way more superior. I'm talking about like custom builds. They don't do the custom builds like that anymore. So, and it's not as enjoyable. So I mean, and again, I mean, somebody said this before, like, you're not like looking at your console. But the thing of it is that when you have a custom console, people will notice that even if they're non-gamers. Oh, that's kind of cool looking. What is that? You know, if they don't know what the design is or whatever, they don't do the custom. So it is what it is. Said the PlayStation 6 will be PlayStation 6 will be a streaming box, no components, no hard drive. Bro, they gotta have a hard drive. No, they'll have a hard drive. Come on now, don't do that. Don't say that. It will be a streaming box, but I mean, the Helix will probably be the same thing in a sense. Like, I mean, it'll have components and stuff. Like, I'm sure that it'll have to where you can transfer your save data over and things like that. So I think the PlayStation 6 will have it gots to have a hard drive, bro. If it does not have a hard drive, what are we talking about? Now, if they're talking about an affordable price and you buy parts, then okay, then we're talking about what, a $500-$600 console, and then you have the option to buy the size hard drive you want. Okay, I ain't gonna be mad about that. I won't be mad about that. And then, like, you can sit there and kind of dictate what you want. But we've always had some kind of memory here since, I would say, the Xbox, since the original Xbox. Like, everything has had a hard drive in afterwards, I believe, right? So, I don't know. I didn't own a Wii U, so I have no idea. You know, that's something I might need to look for, is a Wii U, because they had some dope-ass fighting games on there. Anyway, stop that. I'm over here just rambling now. They should allow mechanical hard drives back. Yeah. I see. That's what was rumors about the new Xbox was supposed to be actually for the OG Xbox, and I think they were partial. I mean, not the OG, but the Series X and the S. They were somewhat right about that because you had those cards. I got one of those cards. I got to buy me another one actually. So I can put all my Call of Duties on there. Put Call of Duty and Battlefield in there. My Call of Duties and Battlefields in there, and just leave that as like hell, I don't know if I could even, if I have enough space to put the Halos in there, just make that the shooter card. But I got to put the Call of Duties and the Battlefields in there, because like Call of Duty is disgusting on how much space that they take. So anyway, so they were partially white because you can detach that and put those back in. What you're talking about is like old school, kind of like what it was on the 360, on the newer models of the 360, to where you had that detachable hard drive. That would be dope. That would be cool. That would be cool. Again, we'll see. We'll find out more about these new consoles going forward. I don't know, man. I don't know. I need to check online. Well, hold on. I can check right now, see if people are still talking about this stuff. I was gonna talk about the Chris Drain. I think that's how you say his name. Drain. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Whatever. But he was saying that he's sponsored by Sony. Well, I mean, the gaming media itself, like the people that own the people that's the head of IGN. He was a former Sony person, so of course that don't make no. I mean, and there's so many of them in the media that are Sony fans, they're PlayStation fans. It's not even. It's not even. You know, it is what it is. Let's see. Oh, they're going. Okay, so now the reaction to Sony dropping physical PlayStation discs says a lot. You've got satire, memes, and playful jabs from some companies. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I did see that too. I seen that. It's one of my. I recommend it. Was it malware bytes? I recommend that. That's really good anti. It cleans out watch out for malware and stuff like that. Like I got like about 4 of these bitches, but malware bytes is really really good. Anyway, I saw they posted something. I seen that Respawn did something. I think there was a food restaurant that did one. I think, was it Kentucky Fried Chicken? I don't. Kentucky Fried Chicken usually are the ones that do it anyway, and deservingly so. Deservingly so. Like so, and I mean, there could be a change. This will be one of the first times that I think that we've seen Sony would have to kind of reevaluate, but like this says is that the shift towards an all digital future is hitting nerves in a very different way. And again, Xbox this is a great opportunity. You're going to take your lumps from whatever news that we're going to find out here in the next month or so, and then this would be the one. This would be it. But again, like I said in the beginning of the stream, we're going to have to pay more for that because now for what Sony made this move, that anything that you want to put a disk drive into is going to cost more money. So again, we'll see. So it's pretty crazy. I seen okay, so this site called the Game Business, it said Obsidian was listed as a company in negotiation with Xbox over potential closure. This was a mistake. This kind of was looked at as a joke. Oh yeah, bruh. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, people are in their ass. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, Microsoft should sue the hell out of y'all. That's what Jay Rampart said. Yep, you should. Microsoft should light their ass up, like anybody else. If they don't have the information, like I said, if the gaming industry, if the gaming industry is really wrong about how bad that this Xbox layoff and game studios are going to be, first off, hopefully Asha will look and see who in the gaming industry she could trust and who she can't. That's the problem I think Phil had, is that Phil tried to be nice to everybody for no fucking reason. And especially with content creators as well. Like I said, like the whole Boogie thing, like it didn't make no sense. Boogie just did that because, listen, he probably got a free Xbox, and then the next thing you know, he's showing he beating the Xbox One with a hammer. Bro, that's crazy. You're not gonna get PlayStation gamers who hate Xbox to buy your console. You don't even need to worry about them. What will make them come is when you start bringing those dope ass games. You got those dope ass features, and guarantee you that those so-called Xbox haters will go and get an Xbox. You just got to just do the talk with your approach. Not with this trying to bring it to a content creator and let them watch you play and let's talk about it and let you do a video for 20, 30, for 10, 20, 30, 40 minutes where you're glazing over the Xbox just for the next video or a video that comes later on that week that's going to sit there and shit on Xbox. That's defeating the whole purpose. So it's crazy. So seeing there anything else? Uh, let's see. The most expensive. It says this is the most expensive it's ever been to buy a new GTA and a PlayStation uh play on it or Tataku. Yeah, no, it's pretty crazy. The prices of stuff and everything. It's pretty wild. Anyway, all right. Well, I said what I had to say. Um, he said I would hide Anthem. Bro, we need game preservation, man. We need that. I of course, like I did post this. I'm like, this Congress is not going to. They're all mostly about corporate interests. So it's and it's FTC. They're all about corporate interests, man. There's not. They're not going to. You're not going to get that. You got to wait till after the midterms. Hopefully there'll be different. There'll be different people. And then maybe if you got to take, you know what I'm saying, and then so maybe there'll be people that will care enough and want game preservation, because it is like with live service games, this is the most scary part about it. Like if you're not Fortnite, uh things like, you know, games like that, Call of Duty or whatever, like it's no guarantee that that game is going to last long enough for you to play it for years to come. So like when you see a game that looks like okay, there's this one game, what is it called? Embark, I think it's called. It looks like a like Titanfall multiplayer game. I want to play it, but see if I fall in love with it, then okay. And right now it's only it's only like 14 it's only like $14 to get for because it's still like in its pre-beta or whatever stages. So it's a good price to get to jump in and try it out. I'm seeing good reviews on it. But if that game don't take off or meet these expectations, I mean, listen, this is kind of an independent studio, so of course the expectations is different than a big corporation. But what if about like 7 months from now, you know, people, you know how we are. We'll play a game, we'll play the hell out of a game for a little bit, then we're like, okay, we're on to the next. Or like for me, I'll go and play some single player games for some months, and then I'll come back to the multiplayer game, and that might not necessarily be the multiplayer game that I come back to right away. And so then you come and you get into a year from now, and that game is like, we're done. And so even though that's $14, and listen, somewhere $14 is a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Here, $14, it'll get you some fast food. Maybe not the best fast food at that, but that's still $14 being wasted if that studio is closing down. It's just difficult right now to read it, and that's what I'm saying. Like, game preservation is so important. So I don't know, man. It's really crazy out here right now. It's been a very, very wild year in gaming so far. We've had so many great games come out, and we're going to have one hell of a great year in games. But man, what these corporations and what the gaming industry and everything, what we're going through right now is, man, if you pay attention to it, it's not looking pretty, but we'll see. Deshaun, what's up, bro? He said this industry has realized the gamers have too much power, from content creators to gamers, and the business is so different right now. So Sony don't want to split with no one. They all want, what did it say? It says, they all want the money. Yo, no. I mean, that's what it's all about. Like, once you had these big, huge corporate conglomerate interest firms and people get involved behind the gaming, once they seen how much money was being produced from gaming, that's when I knew that there could be issues. Because again, just think about this for a second. Let me see. Hold on, let me see something for a second. Let me type this in right fast. Hold on if I can find. Okay, hold on. Okay, so okay. All right, so I'm typing this in. Okay. Oh, well, oh shit. Okay. So, for instance, when you sit there and you're saying, okay, so let's say these games have this big, huge budget, right? Of 300 million. All right. or no, let's just say they got $180 million budget. Okay. And they sell 1 million copies, and they sell 1 million copies. And they sell it at 60, 70, well, 70, let's say $70. So that's like $70 million. So they're like $110 million short. So then, then you got like so if you do 3 million, 4 million, then you also got to look at the point that by this time, if they don't sell like to 5 million, like if they don't sell like 3 to 5 million by the first 90 days, then you know that there's going to be discounts. Now, if the game is sold well above them, then they usually do a drop at like Forza Horizon 6. I've seen the price go down. So they hit their expectations. But again, it's like it comes down to, man, all right, so their thought process is, well, okay, if we do $100 a game, $80 a game, $80 to $100 a game, and we'll recoup the majority of our money. But are you? Like, I mean, I don't know, man. When they started talking about the expectation stuff, that's when I knew stuff was getting crazy. And so it really needs to probably just go back to where, and I said this the other day. I said, like, you got all these things that you're supposed to be implementing into gaming from Unreal Engine 5 that's supposed to help out with costs. You got AI that you're going to be using. Hell, you're firing people, you're laying them off, replacing them with AI. Those are supposed to cut down on costs. So if you got all these things that's cutting down on costs, then why are you still trying to raise the price of the game? And if you're also going to start cutting down on budgets of the game, you're telling me that you just want to hit us across the goddamn head for just extra money, which that's what it's starting to look ugly out there. Not with every company and not with every game, but it's just a wild time, man. It's just a wild time. It's what's up. He said, what's up, y'all? He says, been looking at this Xbox news and it's really showing the lack of credibility from the media today. It's okay to criticize, but fair criticism is lost today. Absolutely. That is perfectly said, KW Views 9. It is so bad out there. Like I said earlier, was that there are people that want you to, they rather lie to you so they could have interest, and so they can have you engage with them, then them tell you a boring ass story of the truth, because that might not get as many clicks. I can never be that way. I will speculate my ass off on things, but I'm not just going to just bold-faced lie and tell you, oh, you know what, PlayStation. There's been some things that I've heard from different. I remember when I first heard it. It was in one of those sites that I was talking about earlier, where a lot of these gamer or journalists and stuff like that, and it was talking about Sony looking to sell Spider-Man, the Spider-Man franchise, and I heard it again somewhere else that they were basically looking at to want to sell it, and that Marvel was interested, but they were whatever. This was a couple of years ago. So now there's another report that I seen that popped up. But see, until anything is official, there's no reason for me to talk about it in full detail. You know what I mean? Sony could. I mean, the understanding of it makes sense, because what they said was that Sony thinks that it now would be the best time to sell Spider-Man's property rights, because they can maximize the dollars, because if eventually they'll feel like Spider-Man will not have the same same popularity. That makes a lot of sense. Sell high, right? But again, until things are official, until we see something more smoke, you know what I'm saying, more fire, we see some fire, then it's no reason to go into full detail about that. But just going and so I can make a speculation and say something and say, you know what, this is my thoughts on this. But just to come out and say, no, this is what Sony's going to do. This is what I heard. This is the truth. I should get dogged walked for that. Especially if I'm wrong. If I'm right, then I'm like, oh shit. Oh, I got lucky. And see, this is the thing what these journalists is going to try to do. with the whole Xbox news, because like I said, it might not come out to be as bad as they're predicting, but just any studio, they're going to try to give themselves some kind of praise, and we shouldn't allow it. Because you said this was supposed to be the Red Wedding for Xbox. Like they were going to, and Red Wedding was from Game of Thrones, if you haven't seen it. Crazy episode, which was like a tragic episode. But anyway, like it's supposed to be Xbox's Red Wedding. So is this going to happen? All right, well, we'll see. You know what I'm saying? No. You can't get away. You can't sit there and take any credit if you were coming out and saying, well, this is all that's going to happen. That's going to happen. If it don't happen, then you're on some bullshit. But you are absolutely right about the credibility. It's like Raichi says, there will be a day I will say goodbye to ZZZ, and I will be very sad. Yeah. You know what? I need to get back and play Zone. What is it? Zenless Zone something. Yeah. It was dope. I did really, really like it. I really did like it. And I am in Wuthering Waves that's coming to Xbox. I know it's coming to Xbox, but I don't think it's out yet. I know that Where Wind Meets is on Xbox finally. I uninstalled it off of Steam and reinstalled it on Xbox. So I'm happy about that. I'm glad that finally came to Xbox. So that'll be my free to play game that I'll play, because I think that's a pretty damn cool game. Well, I think all those games are cool. Like, I mean, even Genshin Impact is really dope, but like, I don't have time for every bit of those games. But you know what, Curie, it might be a time where, I mean, I might have to join the posse, man, and get on them gotcha games with you. You might be right. You might be right. It says many people in poor countries spend all of their savings on a PS5 and play on a 16-year-old 1080p TV. That's another thing too, right? Like, yeah, you're right. Like, going all digital is also sending a message to people who don't, you know, like, if you got $1,000 console here in the US, just think about how that bad boy is going to cost in Canada. What do you think that thing will cost in Brazil? What do you think of that? Like, I mean, and just like with the Xbox, like, I mean, I'm thinking these consoles are going to be at the cheapest $800. I think that this is $800 or more, easily. And if Xbox is really trying to go out and make it the most powerful console to where they don't even have to make a fresh regen, then they gotta this puppy gonna cost some money. So we'll see. We'll see. You know, but yeah, I hope Xbox doesn't do the all digital either. But from the direction of what we've seen, it just seemed like that's what they're gonna do. So. Okay, so Wuthering Waves is coming out this much. She says, please join the posse. I'll carry you in Genshin. It's worth it. I might have to do that. Yeah, Zenless Zone 0. That's what it is. I know it's Zenless Zone, but okay, 0. That's it. Now, maybe not in Genshin. I might have to go back to Zenless Zone 0. I really did have a good time with ZZZ. I thought Wuthering Waves was dope too, though. Like, I mean, I put in some, not like y'all's hours. Like, I put in each of those. Genshin Impact, I put in a good 30 plus hours. Yeah, I was having a really good time with that game. I got kind of confused there for a little bit. And then, especially when I came back to play it, I was like, oh shit, what am I doing? Uh-oh. And then Zenless Zone 0, I had a really good time with that. And I was like, oh man, I need to buy some of these other characters, things like that. And then like Wuthering Waves, I put about maybe 15 hours or so. Like, I know that's chump change to you guys, but I mean, for me to play a free to play like that, like, I mean, the last free to play before that I played was Warframe. And so, and I don't even know what Warframe even looked like. Warframe looks completely different than when I first played it back on the Xbox One. So I don't know. So he said our dollar is so low. According to Jez, Helix has no disk drive. Right. I think it won't. I think that this will be the approach. And like I said, it won't. It most likely, what PlayStation has done, it's kind of forced the market to where if you're going to try to add one, it's going to cost a hell of a lot more money. And that money, where do you think that money is going to come from? I mean, that money, who you think is going to eat that cost? We are. So will the disk drive be that important? And that's what they're banking on. But as you can see, there's a lot of people that's pissed off about it. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, guys, I do appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, go check out my stream of Star Overdrive, and let me know what you think about the game. Curie, I think you might like it. It's kind of cool. It's an indie game, but I think you might like it. So you gotta check it out. I streamed it for a couple of hours, had a good time with it. And then I'll promise I'm going to get back to playing some Sonic Crossroads. So, or Cross Worlds. Yeah, Cross Worlds. So I'll promise to do that. So, because it's long overdue. I got some more characters, and so I need to try to play that more anyway. Figure that out. So anyway, all right, guys. Let me see. She said, just let us have an add-on for the drive. It's actually more important for Helix to have one for the back compat for consoles and PC. I have old PC CD-ROM still. Excellent. That's excellent. Yeah, no, that would, if that's one thing, like if it's going to be the hybrid, it needs to have all of those things implemented. If they could have a attachment of some sort, or like a placement for you to put to where you can put your old drives, hook up your old drives and play those CD-ROMs, that would be the win. That would be a major win. And especially for like, if you got old discs, especially like for what I do for the 360 and OG games, and you can sit there and play that, then that will be, I think that would get a lot of people's attention, even PC gamers' attention. So anyway, but that'll be another discussion for another day. All right, guys, I thank you guys so much for coming through, checking me out, hearing me rant, cry, and rave. So really do appreciate it as always. If you are new to hearing my channel, or or just like what I had to say, hit that like button. Let me know in the comments what you think. And also, hey, subscribing is free. You can go ahead and do that. Help brother out, man. But definitely hit that like button, and then hit those comments. You know what I'm saying? Let's hit that. Let's get that algorithm popping. And I'll be back probably later on tonight playing some kind of fighter. So we will be back. I thank you guys so much. Have a good one. Peace. Now I got to find the button to get out of here with. Oh, there we go. I found it. Bye.